we get a chance every month to sit down and talk to our mayor, Tim Kelly, and he likes to come in and keep us in touch with the community. What's going on?
Oh, this, that, and the other. Busy week at City Hall. Lots of debate about this budget proposal.
Right. Well, let's talk about the budget because I know it's for getting more money for people who need it.
Yeah, look, it is mainly about raises for police and fire that are long overdue, and we've got to get those guys up to parity. It's about fairness. Most people, when they realize these guys start out at, the low 40s and risking their lives every day for stuff like that, they like, well, who would do that?
Yeah,
and meanwhile, the Tennessee Highway Patrol is starting people out at $60,000.
Yeah,
and so we've got to give them a raise. We got to get them up, or we're not going to have first responders, police and fire. That's the foundation of any city. In addition to that, of course, there's been a tremendous amount of inflation since 2021, and this is the first reset we've had since then. And so we need to continue to, move the city forward.
Can you explain a little bit why? I mean, is there a pullback, pushback? What's happening with it?
Well, again, nobody wants to pay a penny more in taxes, and I don't. I mean, we work really, really hard to be fiscally responsible, and make sure that every dollar we spend is well spent. This is not some kind of crazy champagne budget. Believe it or not, Tennessee is the third lowest state in the nation for total state and local tax burden. Third lowest in the nation, and the only two ahead of us are Wyoming and Alaska that have a bunch of money coming in from oil and gas.
Yeah.
Take that out, we're the lowest. And if you look at Tennessee, we are lower than Knoxville. We're lower than Nashville. The only city lower than us is Memphis.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody here is particularly ambitious about becoming Memphis, right? So, with my apologies to my friends in Memphis.
Yeah.
But look, this is just what we need to keep the city moving forward. I mean, there's a new police and fire station, or rather fire station in East Brainerd, a couple of new trucks. There's again, we've got a $280 million pavement backlog. There's $7.5 million in here so we can continue to pave roads.
Yeah.
This is a Budweiser budget. It's not some kind of crazy, budget. And but it's an increase largely driven by the fact that when the state asks us to equalize our rate, they don't adjust for inflation. And we've had 26, 27% inflation since 2021.
Growing. City's growing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And property values are going up. A lot of people are looking at their appraisals and going, oh, my God. Well, we have a process for that.
Yeah.
Marty Haynes, the county tax assessor, if you disagree with your property appraisal, you can appeal that. But this rate, at the 193 rate, would actually be the lowest rate that the city's ever had in the history. Now, I mean, again, if your property value went up significantly, it may mean that on average, our math is the average household in Chattanooga would be paying $1 a day more.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want to charge anybody $1 a day more, but we only have two sources of revenue: sales tax and property tax. That's it. So I mean, this is I got elected by a pretty wide margin to move this city forward. Back in March, and yet be fiscally responsible. And these are the things we need to do it.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, let's talk about Chief Knowles. We got some accreditations going, right?
Yeah, man. He is going to be a great new chief, and he's got his swearing in ceremony is August 28th for anybody that wants to come to that. But yeah, the news is that we got our Swiftwater, the team director came down from Nashville and accredited our Swiftwater rescue team. And man, not a minute too soon. I mean, they were already on the job, but they were recognized by the state as officially accredited.
That's good.
Well, because during those flash floods, I mean, they saved 35 people.
I know.
35 people. I mean, and tragically, we lost 3 lives during all that, but it could have been a whole lot worse if those guys were not on the job. And by the way, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that Swiftwater team, the boats and all, were funded in the last budget. Okay. That's a classic example of a strategic investment that we make to make Chattanooga a better city, to save lives, and it worked. I mean, we can't stop doing stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm telling you, that was incredible. It was. And I'm glad they were there because, like you said, it would have been a lot worse.
Well, and we had some great community volunteers. I got to say, there were some really great stories about just rank and file Chattanoogans. It really made my heart proud as mayor to see people
come together,
acting in that spirit of community to help each other out. I don't think you would have seen that sort of behavior in most American cities.
Yeah, I mean, We needed it.
Yes, sir.
We came together too. Speaking of that, and we're talking about getting the taxes to fund different things. This clean water thing coming up because we're trying to make the Moccasin Bend area coming around that bend. It's probably going to be the first thing people see when they come into Chattanooga.
Yeah, no, the stadium's coming along. You being a baseball guy,
loving it.
We've got a ceremony, I think maybe this week, later next week, to sort of christen it. It's not quite ready to go yet, but that's going to really be something. But to kind of ask two questions at once there, people have been paying, not happily, I might add, a little bit of a sewage fee in their water bills now for a lot of years. That happened, 10, 12 years ago before I was the mayor. But that money is going to a very good cause. That we're making and nobody sees it, right? But we're fixing sewers at a really great rate. And that last storm before would have been a massive pollution event in the Tennessee River.
Yeah,
it would have been. And I mean, we reduced dramatically. I mean, there was a little bit of overflow, but we've dramatically reduced the amount of stormwater. And what happens is the stormwater and the sewage run together and flow into the river, or that's what used to happen.
Yeah.
But that's stopping, and you can see it if you spend any time on the river. We've got ospreys out there and otters and herons and stuff that never were around when I was a kid.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that is going to be one of those areas that we've talked about for years, getting that to look and be the way it's supposed to be and what it's going to mean to the city. Yeah,
we got to walk the walk. We got this National Park City designation, and it's all kind of about, erasing or blurring the boundaries between the city and nature. And there's so much. I mean, if you do you're doing yard work in Chattanooga, that the greenery is always trying to take over, right?
That's right.
But nature is in the city. I mean, again, we like to think of Chattanooga as a city in a park rather than a city with parks in it. And if we're going to live that, we got to live it, right? And it all starts with clean water.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about Public Works because coming up this week, we're going to be hanging out with you guys and talking about filling this bus and doing what we do because school is back in, sir.
Yep, school's back in, and they did a big back to school blitz that was really designed to enhance student safety and community pride, and of course that's just within the city limit, the schools. But Public Works and our director Jeremy Wood there is really on the job. They're really doing a great job, and we've been taking a hard look at what we can do with the police department around crosswalks and to make pedestrian access easier so kids can walk to school.
Yeah.
So although schools aren't really our responsibility in the city, as far as I see it, the schools in the city are city schools.
Yeah.
And so we're working really hard to make life easier for students and parents around our schools.
I think it's going to be a great school year.
Yeah, no, I do too. I mean, the schools they had a tough budget year.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's some things that are wanting, but the culture is definitely moving in the right direction there, and the spirit amongst the teachers. Yeah, they're ready. People are ready to go back and get back. I mean, COVID was tough, right?
Yeah.
It was like getting punched in the nose, but I think people are getting traction back in school. And I know the kids are all excited to be back.
Hey, we do this every month, talk to Mayor Tim Kelly, and we appreciate him coming in and just talking about the city, talking about seeing it from his way of seeing it. And it gives us a new perspective on seeing the city and how it's trying to move along and some of the things that you have to work with to get it to move along.
It ain't trying to move along. It's moving along. But we're moving along.
Yeah, we are.
But thank you, Keith. I always enjoy it.
Man, we love it.
Thank you.